say it's crazy out here. Every man do not desire to cheat. He just don't know how to break the habit. Channel 9 inside of My Royal Swag, Viewing Life in High Definition, Season 1. You prayed while I played, a message from the once lost brothers. I stood in front of the mirror on several occasions telling myself that I was going to do better. And I must say that I really did mean it. The next few days, I was back in front of that same mirror saying the same thing: I am going to do better. I realized that the guilty feeling that sent me to the mirror was my conscience being provoked by your late night prayers for a late night player of games that were contrary to your expectations. Your prayers were working because you closed your ears to the he say she say for a while from your hating friends and family who did not want to see us together. Come on, who I'm fooling? My bad. Your prayers were working because you closed your ears to the truth for a while from your loving friends and family who only wanted the best for you. Even though you knew some of it was true, you did not want the reality of what they were saying, and you not seeking or seeing to hinder or block your sincere prayers from penetrating through the clouds over several planets and over another until they reached Jehovah, then made manifest on the conscience of a lost brother. Let's go, man. The start of the weekend took flight, so I will pick a fight with you to only have an insufficient excuse for what I had plotted to do. But I would return with roses and hugs. That was an indication that my playing for that weekend had reached its climax. Just like visiting a theme park, the thrill was gone after a few rides. But it was on again after I rested up and purchased another ticket, or in my case, until I was ticketed by temptation. As I rolled up my sleeves to the shirt that you ironed, to partake in the Sunday meal that you prepared, before I took a seat to the spotless table that you cleaned, to hold their hands for grace with my children that you birthed, then to have you walk by looking like a model, all I could think was, man, I got me a good girl. So I got to start doing better. I have all that I need in a woman right here. So I am not going to lose her. While enjoying the luxury of positive thoughts while in your presence, they were quickly challenged by a knock at the door with a request from my homeboy. His innocent request for a ride across the tracks allowed me another opportunity to cheat behind your back. In the streets again for one thing, but while out decided to take a ride down Temptation Boulevard while listening to my R&B, rhythm and blues with one thing on my mind and just a little bit of time, I formed a line to spit at you just in case I got caught up in what I was about to do. You bought the last line, or shall I say, you bought the last lie. So I became a pro at confusing you with happiness just to get by. Like a dog on a mission, I ran across a chick that would overlook my doggish intentions and never mention a word about me rocking her world. But wait a minute, doesn't she know my girl? Shh, here we go again. My untamed pituitary gland had me celebrating and flexing my ego over the premature possibilities of making her neighbors know my name. Embarrassing you, taking advantage of you, neglecting your love, disrespecting your body, and placing you in unsafe situations should have made me want to confess my dirt and say goodbye to that lifestyle with a wave. But instead, I was trained to take it to my grave. I was brainwashed by this world's Africanized approach of believing that animalistic sexual freedom was normal. So there was no need to say I'm sorry for something that's promoted and accepted in this country as a hobby. The few male role models that I thought had overcome the streets were still pimping in the dark and hiding underneath another woman's sheets. I thought that I was doing it right, when in fact I was losing the fight in the ring of sin. While sticking and moving and ducking and dodging was my thing, when death is the referee, nobody wins. I wanted to do better, but every time I tried, temptation would take over me, causing me to give in, give up, and give out of the little bit of fight that I had in me on your behalf. Oh yes, for some reason, my conscience has started to go to battle with temptations of mental images of you, my children, and our future. But if the power and strength of my conscience was gasoline, it would have not been enough to power a motorcycle around the perimeter of a penny. So the temptation took over. You prayed, I played. You prayed, I played. You continued to pray, I continued to play. You prayed more, I played more. You refused to stop praying, I refused to stop playing. You prayed, we prayed more. I prayed more. I finally had the desire to play no more. You love me more than I love myself. Therefore, I decided to place my cleats on the raggedy shelf next to the dumpster of lies sold to me by this world since birth. It was your prayers and love that got me in contact with a man who sticks closer than a brother. It was your love and prayers that dusted the debris off of the golden rule so that I could shine, so it could shine in my life, allowing me to take pride in treating others how I desire to be treated. It was because of your love and prayers that I can have a family and be the best dad that I can be. And because you did me right, I will forever have your back as well as your front, because I am now a holistic leader and no longer an ignorant, worldly, pleasure-seeking chump. I was lost, but now I'm found. Therefore, I tilt my crown to display my royal swag and refuse to look back except for a brother who lags. Behind no more shall he be, as long as being my brother's keeper is tattooed in my psyche. I will never forget where I came from. So instead of me thinking I'm holier than the lost that prefer not to be found, I just let my light shine from sun up to sun down. When each day has come to an end and another one is coming, I make sure to bend my knees and pray for increased strength and safety for every praying woman. Thank you for giving us a chance to grow up mentally and love you for the queens you are. This is a message from the once lost brother. This is your boy, Arthur Merv T, signing out. Peace and Ubuntu.